welcome students. Today I am going to teach you chapter 2 of history, rise and spread of Islam. In this chapter you are going to learn about pre-Islamic conditions in Saudi Arab, birth of Prophet Muhammad, his early life, teachings and 5 basic principles of Islam, migration of Prophet Muhammad to Medina, Prophet's return to Mecca, death of Prophet Muhammad and beginning of Khilafat, spread of Islam, the Abbasid and Umayyad dynasties and the impact of Islam. Prophet Muhammad was the founder of Islam, and Islam is the second largest religion in the world. What is the meaning of Islam? Islam means the complete surrender or the submission of oneself to the will of God is known as Islam, and the follower of Islam are known as the Muslims. So before, what was the condition of the pre-Islamic condition in Saudi Arab before the birth of Prophet? So before the birth of Prophet, Arab mainly the inhabitants of the Arabian were the nomads, were known as the Badawns, and they were fighting between themselves, and Muhammad belonged to the powerful Quraysh tribe. At that time Arab lacked a unified religious system, and these tribes were having their own god, and especially in the Makkah where the Kaaba shrine is there, they are keeping their own idols of gods and the goddesses. So this was the condition of the Saudi Arab before the birth of Islam. Now coming to the next point, birth of Prophet. While Prophet Muhammad was a child, he lost his parents and he was brought up by his uncle Abu Talib. And while he was very young, he used to accompany his uncle for the trade and used to go to many parts of Arab. And that time he was came in contact with, especially with the Christians and the Jews. He was impressed by the monotheist way of religious beliefs, means who believed only in one God. And while he was served for Khadija, and Khadija gave him the employment, and afterwards he married to Khadija at the age of 21. And maximum time he was spending his time in the spiritualism. He started going to the hills around Makkah for meditation. So during the time of 610 AD, while he was meditating in the cave Hira, he had a vision of angel Gabriel, who gave him the message of God, and this is known as the revelation. Afterward, he gave after so many series of revelation, Muhammad formed a new view of religion, whose main points were: there is only one God, who is Allah. People must submit to the will of Allah. Allah has chosen Muhammad to be the messenger of Prophet. Muhammad was not happy with the idol worship that the Arabs practiced at the Kaaba in Mecca. So he wanted the Kaaba to be dedicated to the worship of only one God and removal of all ideas from there. These ideas was rejected by the Quraysh tribes, beside the wealthy Arab merchants who feared the huge losses due to the reduced number of the pilgrims visiting in the Kaaba after the removal of the idols from there. Therefore, they forced the Prophet and his followers to flee to Medina in 622. This is known as the migration of Prophet to Medina, and this is also known in the Islamic world as the Hijrah, and it is the beginning of the mark of Muslim calendar called Hijri. Then the next point is the his return. So in Medina, Muhammad united all the warring tribes of the Arab, and he won the support of the people. And Muhammad returned to Makkah in 600. Thereafter, the people of Makkah accepted Islam. When Muhammad died in 632 AD in Medina, almost the entire Arabian Peninsula had accepted Islam. Now, moving to the next point, the basic principles of the Islam. The 5 basic principles which is known as the pillars of Islam by Muslims are: first one is the Shahada, means there is only one God of Allah and Muhammad is the Prophet of Allah. Next is the Salat. Salat means the namaz or the prayer. Every Muslim must offer prayer 5 times a day. Swam means Muslim must observe fast from dawn to dusk in the holy month of Ramzan. And then the Zakat, Muslim must give a certain portion of their wealth as alms to help the poor. And the Hajj, the Muslim must go to the pilgrimage or Hajj to Kaaba in Makkah at least once in their lifetime. Now the Khilafat and the spread of Islam. After the death of the Prophet, the Khilafat was established. The Khilafat represented the political leadership of the Muslim Ummah. Ummah means the whole of Muslim world. The head of the Khilafat was known as Khalif or the Khalifa. They were the successor of the Prophet. And the first Khalif was Abu Bakr. He was a close friend of Prophet. And after him, he was followed by his 3 successors, Umar, Usman and Ali. They ruled from 632 to 661 AD. And after the death of Ali, Muawiyah Umayyad became the Khalif. With him, the beginning of the reign of Umayyad Khilafat or the dynasty. Now moving to the next, the Umayyad dynasty. The Umayyad dynasty ruled from 661 AD to 750 AD. Their capital was Damascus in Syria. And while Umayyads were ruling, they also spread Islam in all directions, and their Islamic empire stretched from the Indus Valley to the east of Spain in the west. Now the Abbasid dynasty. This Abbasid dynasty overthrew the Umayyads in 750, and their reign is also termed as or known as the Islamic Golden Age, because during their period Muslims made great progress in the field of science, mathematics, literature, art, medicine, architecture and other disciplines. So now the downfall of the Abbasids. By the end of the 9th century, the political power of the Abbasids started declining because of the Turkish slaves. These Turkish slaves, they were very large in numbers, and they grew more powerful, and they asserted their independence. This was the main cause of the downfall of the Abbasids. Now, what was the impact of Islam? The impact of Islam. The Abbasids established the House of Wisdom in Baghdad. Here, Muslim scholars translated into Arabic the ancient Greco-Roman, Indian and other works of literature, science and mathematics. And by saving ancient knowledge from the extinction, Muslim scholars and scientists paved the way for the scientific progress. In literature, the Islamic Golden Age had a great work such as the Rubaiyat by the Umar Khayyam and the Shahnameh written by the Firdausi. And the medieval Muslim engineers and the inventors came up with a number of inventions. They learned and improved upon the Chinese techniques of paper making, ceramic and the silk weaving. Many modern educational and scientific institutions have their origin in the early Islamic world, and the contribution of the Islamic civilization in the field of mathematics include the development of the algebra and algorithms and the beginning of the algebraic geometry by the Umar Khayyam.